All right, this is why I laugh at gig tubers because they will say anything in order to get your attention. They'll just make up something. So apparently, somebody said thousands of DoorDash drivers quit. This just in, thousands of DoorDashers quit. And like I said, I'm not the one that posts videos of people saying what they do and, and putting it on my video, my blog and all that. But I will talk about it because when somebody says something, it's not going to make me believe them just because they said it. Because how would you know that? Did you drive around? Did you go up in restaurants after 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock today, and you noticed there was a lot of bags that DoorDash drivers just didn't pick, just wasn't picking up? Were the bags piling up in the restaurants, and the restaurants were saying that we have orders and no one's picking them up? Not from DoorDash, not from Uber Eats, not from Grubhub, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, don't always believe something because somebody says it. Of course, we know that drivers are throwing in the towel, but they are not throwing it in droves, right? So anyway, I asked the question and it said, based on available reports as of late March 2026, there is no evidence that 1,000 DoorDash drivers quit specifically today. While there is an ongoing trend of gig workers leaving apps due to pay concerns and viral news of an elderly driver. I saw that. This I would have loved to be in them shoes. He had to go back to work. And he decided to go back into the delivery game. If I remember it correctly, he lost his savings. He and his wife lost their savings. Something happened. They lost their savings. So he went back to DoorDash or not back to it, but that's what he did. He jumped on the apps. People reached out, and from what I remember, I think he got well over 600,000 and probably counted. The 600,000 was the number they gave at that time. Ain't no telling how much more he really got after the fact, but that is what they did. So it said, and news of an elderly driver retiring following community support, reports of mass one-day exodus are not validated. This is on Google. You can Google it yourself. It says ongoing trends. Gig workers are frequently reviewing or quitting apps like DoorDash and Uber due to declining earnings, high costs, and better job alternatives. Me and myself, I let it go in 2025 of last year between off and on between January all the way up to about September, I believe. And I was just off and on with it. And then I just finally threw the towel in September and said, that was it, I'm done. So, driver sentiment. Veteran drivers report frustration with changes to the platform, nothing that the job is less favorable to drivers, leading some to leave according to community discussions. Like I said, I quit. I'm a veteran as far as driver and military wise. So basically, I was doing it as a side hustle. And when I realized that it was just busy work, I said I can find something else to do. I'm not feeling it. So, recent viral story: a 78-year-old DoorDash driver, his name, received widespread attention after his story went viral in March 2026. While many supported him retiring, reports indicated he planned to continue working in a limited capacity because he enjoys it, not quitting out of frustration. That is, some drivers love doing this just for that reason, because if they sitting at home, there's always this old saying, right? And young people probably don't know about it, but as we get older, we know about it. And it used to always be, once you get old, you die, right? So if you keep moving, you keep making yourself available to exist for people to need you, that gives you energy, right? And this is something that I guess he enjoys. I guess he's in a safe environment. He's probably making deliveries to people that have grown to know him and things like that. And he's just going to continue doing it. So it says market saturation. Many areas have high competition with more drivers active than needed, which can sometimes make workers feel there is an exodus. So, you know, everybody can't eat from the same plate and get the same serving, right? Some people are going to have a better portion of the food that's on that plate, and drivers feel that way, right? Especially if you have that type of market where you're not eating good. If you got a lot of what we want to call it fast food that's bad for you, then that is what the gig delivery is. It's like fast food that's bad for you, right? You're not delivering the food to customers that are actually paying for your service. You're just delivering to customers that can afford to give a little bit. But when you think about the numbers, right? When you really think about what you need out of this, because you are responsible for everything, that is kind of hard to wake up every day and feel to be in a good mood if you're in that type of market. If your market makes you wake up and say, you know, the day is going to be a good day, right? Because everybody works well with me, they pay well, then that is something to be proud of in the gig game. But when you're just doing this, like my man said, he's going to continue doing it. He's $600,000 up. $600,000 up. He can make himself busy, be happy, still get the share. He can take his time if he wants to, not take his time with the deliveries, but if he wants to go have a cup of coffee or something like that and then cut the app back on, he can afford to do that because he's not in the need game. He's not in the need game. So good for him. You know, I'm not hating him. Good for him. I'll leave it at that. But anyway, with that said, I'm out. There's no proof that a lot of drivers, even though there are drivers that are quitting, these companies still have a lot of drivers. And if they lost 1,000, they'll get 1,000 more. Like I said, it's a revolving door. It doesn't matter. As one person leaves, another person enters because they made this so available. There's nothing. I mean, people can't go get a regular job, right? Because they fill out applications and the companies don't call them, right? They qualify, but the companies don't call. Who doesn't care about you? The apps. There's no, you don't have to meet with them. All you do is sign up and then you wait. And then it comes back and it explains to you how to log on and you in. As long as you don't slip up, hey, it's on the job training. You'll figure it out. But that is how it goes. That is easy. There's no resume, your background check maybe. But other than that, there's no real qualifications to this except a good background check. And you in. So, you know, as these people do quit, you're going to always have somebody walk in the door. You still got people in 2026, you still have drivers making content. And I'm talking about new drivers, where they're trying to do ride-alongs. They don't have anything to show you, but they're doing ride-alongs. There's nothing to say they made anything. Just a ride-along. So people are still using the apps. With that said, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Peace.